students, welcome back to J Academy of Excellence. So in last video lecture I have explained about the importance of chemical kinetics and factors affecting the rate of a reaction. Okay, and now in this video I am going to explain some other important topics of chemical kinetics, like types of reactions based on rates, rate of a reaction, expression for average rate and instantaneous rate, and lastly the rate constant and its units. Okay, so before starting the video, if you are new on my channel, then please subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. Okay, so now let's start. Types of reactions based on rates. Generally, there are three types of reactions based on rate or speed. Okay. First one is very fast reactions, second one is very slow reactions, and the third one is moderate reactions. Okay. So let's understand first one, that is very fast reactions. By listening the name itself, we can say these reactions are so fast. Okay. They occur as soon as the reactants are brought together. So generally these reactions involve ionic species. Ionic species means the molecules or the species which contains ionic bond are called ionic species. Okay, so as these reactions involve ionic species, so that's why these reactions are also known as ionic reactions. And one another name is also there for this type of reactions, that is instantaneous reactions. Okay, so these reactions takes about 10 to the power of minus 14 to 10 to the power of minus 16 seconds for completion. Please note down this time. Since the time required for the completion of these reactions is very less, so that's why it is almost impossible to determine the rates of these reactions. Okay, so now I will give some examples for this type of reactions. First one is the reaction between silver nitrate and sodium chloride. If we react silver nitrate and sodium chloride, then we will get the precipitate of AgCl. Okay, and the second example is neutralization of an acid with base when their aqueous solutions are mixed. Okay, when we react an acid with base, then we will get salt and water. This type of reactions are known as neutralization reactions. Okay, so here HCl is an acid and NaOH is a base, and when we react these two, then we will get salt plus water. Okay, right. So we will get NaCl and water, means salt plus water. Right. So generally these reactions are very fast reactions. Now let's understand second one, that is very slow reactions. There are certain reactions. Okay, there are certain reactions which are extremely slow. So they may take months together to show any small change at room temperature. Please note down, I am saying at room temperature. Obviously if we increase or decrease the temperature, or if we do some suitable changes, or if we use catalyst, then of course we can speed up the reactions, but at room temperature these reactions are very slow reactions. Okay, so as these reactions are very slow, so it's also difficult to study the kinetics of such reactions. Okay, so let's see some examples. The reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. We have hydrogen and oxygen also, but we can't prepare water at room temperature. What's the reason behind this? The reason is this reaction is very slow reaction. It takes so much time to show any change. Okay, like a month or year, etc. And that change also very small. Okay, so this reaction come under very slow reactions. Now the next example is carbon, the reaction between carbon and oxygen at room temperature. And also one another example is also there, that is rusting of iron also occurs very slowly. Okay, Now the third one is moderate reactions. Actually the reactions which we will study in chemical kinetics, that are moderate reactions only. Okay, the speed of these reactions is medium, neither so fast nor so slow. Okay, so that's the reason we can study the kinetics of these types of reactions. Mostly these reactions are molecular in nature. Okay, mostly these reactions are molecular in nature. So let's discuss some examples. First one is the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen, and also the decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide and hydrolysis of an ester, and so many examples we have in this type of reactions. Like reaction between nitrogen dioxide and carbon monoxide, and also the reaction between nitric oxides and chlorine. Okay, now the next topic is rate of a reaction. Actually we have two rates. Okay, first one is average rate and the second one is instantaneous rate. So what's the meaning of average rate? Generally the rate measured over a long time interval is called average rate. Okay, and the rate measured for a small time interval is called instantaneous rate. Now you are familiar with these two terms, that is average rate and instantaneous rate. So rate is expressed as the ratio of the amount of change in some quantity to the time required to produce that change. Okay, I'll repeat. Rate is expressed as the ratio of the amount of change in some quantity to the time required to produce that change. Means rate is equals to change in some quantity divided by time taken for the change. Okay, so it is expressed as delta x by delta t. We use delta in case of average rate. Okay, and we use d, differentiation for instantaneous rate. Okay, for instantaneous rate. So actually we can express rate in terms of in two ways. Okay, uh, either in terms of concentration of reactant, or in terms of concentration of product. Okay, so in a chemical change, so let's understand first. In a chemical change, reactants and products are involved, isn't it? As the chemical reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactants decreases, that is reactants are consumed. Okay, and the concentration of products increases, that is products are produced. So this thing is already known to us. Okay, so let's take a reaction. A gives rise to B. A is a reactant and B is product here. Okay, for this reaction we can express rate in terms of reactant and in terms of product also, right? So rate in terms of reactant means decrease in concentration of reactant divided by time taken for the change, time taken. And rate in terms of products means increase in concentration of product, divided by time taken for the change, right? So one important thing is, when we are expressing or writing rate in terms of reactant, okay, in terms of reactant, then we have to write minus sign. Minus sign indicates the decrease in concentration. Okay, and plus sign indicates increase in concentration. We use plus sign in case of products. Okay, right. So I hope you are understanding and enjoying the lecture. Right, now let's understand the graph. Okay, here is the graph. Right, so here this graph is drawn between time, okay, time and concentration of reactant and product. We have taken time on x-axis and concentration on y-axis, right? So we have two curves here, right? One curve is for reactant and another one curve is for reactant and another for product. So this curve shows decrease in concentration of A with increase in time, and A is reactant here. Okay, and this second curve shows increase in concentration of B with increase in time. Okay, and we know B is product here. So by this graph we can say that the decrease in concentration of A and increase in concentration of B both should be equal, right? So we can write minus delta of concentration of A by delta T is equals to plus delta of concentration of B by delta T, right? So with the help of this we'll write expression of rate. Okay, so before that let's see the units of rate, right? Okay, so rate is equals to concentration by time, either concentration of reactant or concentration of product, but concentration by time. Okay, so units for concentration is moles per liter, right? And for time we can write seconds, minutes, an hour, day, month, year, etc. So units for rate is moles per liter per time. Okay, and one important thing is in case of gaseous solutions the units for rate is atmosphere per time. Okay, remember these units, right? Okay. Now let us discuss how to write expression of rate. Okay, so this is a chemical reaction. N1 moles of A plus N2 moles of B gives rise to M1 moles of C plus M2 moles of D. A and B are reactants and C and D are products here. So the number of moles of reactant or product we have to write in denominator in rate expression. Okay, so minus 1 by N1 into delta of concentration of A by delta T. Delta is nothing but change, so change in concentration of A by delta T is equals to B is also reactant, so we have to write minus, so minus 1 by number of moles of B is N2, so minus 1 by N2 into delta of concentration of B by delta T. Okay, is equals to, now C and D are products, so we have to write plus, so plus 1 by M1. M1 is nothing but number of moles of C. Okay, so 1 by M1 into delta of concentration of C by delta T is equals to plus 1 by M2. M2 is nothing but the number of moles of D, so plus 1 by M2 into delta of concentration of C by delta T. Okay, in this way we have to write the expression of rate. So let us take an example. H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI. Here 1 mole of H2 plus 1 mole of I2 gives rise to 2 moles of HI. Then H2 and I2 are reactants, HI is our product. So H2 is reactant, so we have to write minus here. Minus 1 by number of moles of H2 is 1, so minus 1 by 1 into delta of concentration of H2 by delta T. Okay, so minus 1 by 1 is nothing but minus 1 only, and minus 1 into delta of concentration of H2 by delta T means minus delta of concentration of H2 by delta T. Okay, for understanding I am writing minus 1 by 1, and minus 1 by 1 is nothing but minus 1 only. Okay, 1 mole of H2 is present, that's why I am writing 1 here. Okay, now is equals to minus 1 by 1, number of moles of I2 is 1, so that's why minus 1 by 1, okay, into delta of concentration of I2 by delta T is equals to, now here number of moles are 2, so plus 1 by 2. Why we are writing plus? Because HI is product, so that's why plus 1 by 2 into delta of concentration of HI by delta T. Okay, so now let us discuss the expression for instantaneous rate. Okay, in similar way we have to write the expression of instantaneous rate like in average rate, but here we will use the symbol D in place of delta. Okay, so instantaneous rate means the rate, okay, the rate measured for the small interval of time. So for calculating the change in small quantity we will use differentiation D. Okay, so that's why we are writing D here for instantaneous rate. So let us take same example for this also. N1 moles of A plus N2 moles of B gives rise to M1 moles of C plus M2 moles of D. A and B are reactants, C and D are products. Okay, so same we have to write minus 1 by n1. Why we are writing minus here? Because we are writing a rate in terms of concentration of reactant. Okay, so minus 1 by n1. N1 is nothing but the number of moles of A. Okay, and number of moles of reactants or products we have to write in denominator, so that's why we are writing n1 in denominator. So minus 1 by n1 into d of concentration of A by dt is equals to, now minus 1 by n2 minus 5 we are writing minus because B is also reactant, so minus 1 by n2 into d of concentration of B by dt, okay, is equals to plus 1 by m1, okay, plus 1 by m1 into d of concentration of C by dt. Why we are writing plus? Because C is product, and is equals to plus 1 by m2. Why we are writing plus? Because D is also a product, so plus 1 by m2 is into D of concentration of D by dt. I hope you are understanding my points, and you learned how to write the expression of average rate and instantaneous rate. Okay, if you get any doubt, then you can ask me in comment section. Okay, now rate constant. So this is a chemical reaction. A gives rise to B, A is reactant and B is product. Okay, so the rate dx by dt is directly proportional to Ca. Ca is nothing but molar concentration of reactant or product. Okay, so dx by dt is directly proportional to Ca. Okay, so dx by dt, if we remove the proportionality symbol, then we have to write the proportionality constant. So dx by dt is equals to k into Ca. If Ca is equals to 1, okay, if Ca is equals to 1 mole concentration, then dx by dt is equals to k, that is rate is equals to rate constant. Okay, that is equation number 1. Now A moles of A plus B moles of B gives rise to P. So rate is equals to dx by dt is directly proportional to, now in this we have to write concentration of A to the power A, small a. Small a means number of moles of A, reactant. Okay, and concentration of B to the power small b, that is number of moles of B. Okay, so this is equation number 2. So if we remove this proportionality symbol, then we have to write proportionality constant, that is dx by dt is equals to k into concentration of A power A into concentration of B power B. If concentration of A and concentration of B is equals to 1 moles per liter, then rate is equals to rate constant. So this we have to note down. If concentration of A and concentration of B is equals to 1 moles per liter, then rate is equals to K. Okay, now units of K. What is the units of K? So units of K is equals to 1 by unit of concentration of 1 by unit of concentration power n minus 1 into per time. At the place of time we can write seconds, minutes or year, month, etc. Okay, so 1 by unit of concentration into 1 by unit of concentration power n minus 1 into per time. This is the units for K. So unit of concentration means moles per liter. Obviously we know that units of concentration is moles per liter. So 1 by moles per liter power n minus 1 into per second. Okay, moles per liter, 1 by moles per liter. So this liter will go up to the numerator, then liter per mole power n minus 1 into per second or per time. Okay, and here n is equals to order of. So as I have said already, you will get questions after every class. So these are some questions, please note down. Neutralization of an acid with a base when their aqueous solutions are mixed is an example of which type of reaction? And second one is, in a reaction the concentration of a reactant A changes from 0.2 moles per liter to 0.15 moles per liter in 10 minutes. What is the average rate of a reaction? And write the expression for rate of these reactions. So please note down these questions, and if you will get any doubts in these questions or in any topic, then you can ask me. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for watching.